What is going on, everybody? Today we are breaking down the tape of Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, and Nolan Smith. All three guys had really good days for the Philadelphia Eagles. And in my opinion, I think it's safe to say that Jalen Carter is the best defensive tackle in the NFL. I think it's safe to say that based off of what we've seen this season, there's not another guy like Jalen Carter. Like, he is legitimately one of one. And truth be told, trying to block this guy one-on-one is not going to work out for most offensive linemen. And this guy had a monster day against the Cowboys, but I almost think sometimes what Jalen Carter does kind of goes unnoticed because he's not necessarily getting the sack on every single play, but the guy's disruptive, and you see a lot of plays like this on tape. Right, on this one here, he's going to be going up against the right guard here. It is the backup right guard, but he's a pretty good backup offensive lineman, and Carter's going to just straight up rip right underneath this guy. And the thing with this rip move by Carter is it's very effective. Right, when you really think about this move right here, Jalen Carter's going to line up in the 3 technique. He's going to slant towards the right, and he's going to just rip. And that left arm right there, the way he rips, the way he leverages the left arm of that guard all the way up, as you guys see there, right? That rip right there is so quick. The rip move here by Carter essentially allows him to beat the guard. And this is just a straight up rip move, right? So it's a slant rip, essentially, right? This isn't even all the different hezzies and all of the different counters and the chops and the double hand swipes that Jalen Carter does on tape. And I truly think that's why Jalen Carter is such an impressive football player. Because he has so many different tools in his toolbox. He's so quick out of his stance, and he just wins very, very, very quickly. And again, it's why I think Jalen Carter is the best defense tackle in the NFL. What he does here against the right guard is absolutely incredible. And people might not even realize it because it happens so fast. So sometimes I think you really got to slow some of these plays down to really understand, how quickly this guy's winning at the point of attack. On this one here, as soon as it gets out of his stance, you're going to see him do a little hezzy move right there where he's going to fake to the inside a little bit. With the left hand, he's going to chop down the right arm of the offensive lineman here. And that left arm is so quick, powerful, and effective, right? And the timing of it is perfect. That as soon as he lands that left hand, he's going to win. This offensive lineman is not going to be able to stay with Jalen Carter. He's not going to be able to mirror that movement. And Carter's going to just go right around this guy, right? That's a great job by Jalen Carter. Now, of course, the quarterback gets the ball out, but had the quarterback taken anything more than just really a 3-step drop and throw, this play could have potentially ended in a sack or some sort of quarterback hit. It's going to be an incomplete pass regardless. But Jalen Carter has been a very, very, very solid this year. And I do think one of the things that sometimes goes unnoticed with Carter is the fact that he is very, very smart and he's a very good run defender. Right? It's not just pass rushing that Jalen Carter excels in. You're going to get a quarterback draw here by the Dallas Cowboys. Offense is a 2nd and 10, and Jalen Carter's going to be able to basically blow this play up. Now, Cooper Beebe, I think, is a very, very good football player. He is a rookie this year, but I truly think that this guy's going to be a top 5 center based off of what you can kind of see in his rookie tape. The way he's able to hold the block, the way he's able to, when Jalen Carter, for example, swats guys, right, as you're going to see on this one, Jalen Carter's going to use this right hand on the center. Usually when Jalen Carter hits people with this right hand, these guys are going off balance. And Jalen Carter is instantly blowing this play up. Now, Beebe does a pretty good job not being able to get off balance. And that kind of shows you that Beebe has a ton of upside, right? Now, I just wanted to kind of state that. But Jalen Carter still does a really nice job. Although that first move does not work right there, he sticks with it, right? He goes back and forth. He gets off the block. He keeps the separation of Cooper Beebe. And then even as he sets this up in the very, very beginning, right, he's going to step left before he comes back right. Not a lot of defensive linemen can step left, slant towards one side, and then change direction the way Carter does. That movement right there is absolutely special. And again, we're watching it in slow motion, right? We're watching it in half speed. In real time, you just see how fast it is. That's a really good job right there by Jalen Carter. I want to show you guys a couple more snaps. Here's one where he's going to once again slant the center's face, and he's going to basically blow this one up. That's just a really, really good job by Jalen Carter. I'm not sure if he recognized something pre-snap that made him slant as hard as he does to the right, or if this is some sort of call by the defensive coordinator. Just a really, really good job with the right arm. He's going to bring the left arm up and rip. He's going to dip the shoulder. And as soon as he gets that left hand in there, the center's not going to be able to stop this. That's a really good job by Jalen Carter. Gets right into the backfield. And of course, you see some of the other guys kind of wrap it up and essentially blow it up. But that's a really good job by Jalen Carter to be able to be disruptive and ultimately help make the play. I want to show you guys one more play with Jalen Carter that to me stood out. Although this play picked up 16 yards, you once again see the disruption, right? You see him reset the line of scrimmage. You see him kind of get back there. Now, the running back is able to kind of run away on this play here specifically. But look at this play here. Just look at Jalen Carter here and look at how quick, fast, and explosive he is. He just goes right through there. And now he's in the backfield, right? That's a really, really good job. Of course, the offensive lineman here kind of sticks to Carter. And the running back's able to squeeze through the gap and pick up a nice amount of yards. But Jalen Carter has been absolutely incredible defending the run this year. I think he's taken a massive step forward. The guy's been dominating. He's been very, very difficult to block. Alrighty, guys, let's talk a little bit about Jordan Davis before we finish this video and talk about Nolan Smith. To me, one of the things with Jordan Davis that I've really enjoyed watching this year is he's physically dominating people, right? He's being able to throw people. He's being able to absolutely get after it a little bit. And he is actually getting better and better and better. And I know a lot of people are going to say, you know, he's not Jalen Carter. And a lot of people are going to say, hey, he's not having the type of success that he should have given the fact that he was a first-round pick. But, you know, defensive tackles is a position where it takes time for it to develop, especially power-based guys the way Jordan Davis is. Power-based guys always take 2, 3, sometimes even more years than that. And given the fact that Jordan Davis is a part-time player, it's going to take him a little bit of time. But we are seeing plays like this where he is making an impact. He's going to essentially take on the double team block. The center is going to release. And then look at him do a great job fighting through the right guard here. Now, truth be told, he does end up getting reached on this, right? He should have been able to get off the block and stop this play. That was his run fit technically. But on this play specifically, you see him actually toss the guard, right? And this is one of the things he's going to have to improve on just a little bit. It's to make sure he doesn't get reach blocked. But there are still a lot of things he does really, really well on tape. Take this play here as an example where he's going to do a really nice job just getting right upfield. And with that, he's going to reset the line of scrimmage. And the running back has to cut this away from Jordan Davis. This is a really, really nice job by the young defensive tackle here. He's essentially going to jump right through that gap. Tyler Smith's trying to reach block him, and he does do a pretty good job getting in front of Davis. But because of the fact that Tyler Smith gives up a little bit too much to the inside, Davis is going to jump the gap. The center is not going to be able to reach either. And Smith and the center aren't going to be able to switch, and Jordan Davis gets in the backfield, and he resets the line of scrimmage. And that forces the running back to have to cut it towards the left. So Jordan Davis is doing things well on tape that he's kind of being asked to do, right? Jordan Davis is not being asked to go make the play out there and get to the quarterback. This guy's being asked to be an early down player and be disruptive, get into the backfield, try to have an impact where you're allowing your linebackers to run a little free. And we're seeing that on tape. The unfortunate thing for a guy like Jordan Davis is there's no stat that tells you what this guy does as a run defender, the type of impact he has when an offensive line is trying to block him, right? There's no actual stat for that. And here's another example of that. So on the last one, he reset the line of scrimmage. He did a really good job not allowing the play to hit to the front side. On this one, he's going to hold the double team block, and the linebacker here is going to go free. So you got a 2-on-2 situation between these two guys up to number 42. Davis is going to hold the block between those two guys. And 42 goes free because of that, right? So it's not perfect. It's not 100% superstar caliber player, but Jordan Davis is solid and he is hard to move. I know this as a fact because I work as an NFL scout. There's value in having different types of players. All right, Jordan Davis is different than Jalen Carter. Jalen Carter is an all-pro cal. He's a Hall of Fame player, right? Jordan Davis is similar to a guy like Dexter Lawrence, Vita Vea, similar to a guy like T'Vondre Sweat. They're different type of players, but unless you watch the tape, you know, there's no stat that tells you this guy's doing a good job. He's holding the double team blocks, but when you watch the tape, you see this on tape. Right, and there's a couple other examples I want to show you guys where this guy's doing a really good job. Here's another play by the offense. This one's actually going to be a run-pass option. The quarterback's going to take the option actually throwing the football. It's an incomplete pass, but keep an eye on Jordan Davis here. Keep in mind the offensive linemen are going to run block this because it is a run-pass option. So the offensive linemen don't actually know if it's a run. They don't know if it's a pass, right? It's up to the quarterback to make that decision. But Jordan Davis wins this block once again, right? He's disruptive within this play once again. So you're going to see him slant across the center's face. The center has a reach. Keep in mind, this is an inside zone. The center takes a step to the right of your screen. Jordan Davis is going to jump the inside, and he's right there in the backfield. So if the running back gets the football here, Jordan Davis is in the backfield, and he's potentially making this play. So again, really, really good job right there once again. You're going to get another play here. Once again, Davis is going to hold his ground. The center is going to get no movement or no push, and Davis is going to blow it up. This one picks up about 2 yards. A really good job once again by Davis. The play here is not into Davis's gap, or at least it doesn't look like it is. I'm not 100% sure if he was supposed to slant to the left or right, but he does a good job being able to force the center to go backwards, right? And really, there's not a whole ton of movement right there, and Davis is going to be able to get in there. He's going to help make the play, right? So it's a good job once again by Davis. Although this one might count as an actual tackle, it's still a good run rep regardless of how you look at it. Now, I understand Jordan Davis is not the perfect player yet, but the guy is getting better and better and better. And I think within the next year or two, Jordan Davis is going to become a really good football player. I want to remind people there are guys in the NFL today who were first-round picks who did not look good for 4 or 5 years. The Baltimore Ravens have a defensive end named Odafe Owe, who I think might be a top 5 defensive end in the NFL. There's guys like Malcolm Koonce. It took him until year 3 to break out for the Las Vegas Raiders. Jonathan Grenard is one of the highest paid defensive linemen in the NFL right now. And he didn't break out until his 4th year, and he got a massive contract in his 5th year by the Vikings, and now he's the Vikings, arguably their best defensive player. So there are guys where sometimes it takes a little bit longer until they kind of come together. And with Davis, you see flashes, right? He just has to put it together, and I think he will within the next year or two. And let's just wrap this video up talking a little bit about some of what we saw from Nolan Smith. The guy had, I'd say, like 4 or 5 really, really impactful plays. And over the past couple of weeks, you can make the argument Nolan Smith has been arguably the second best player on the defense for the Philadelphia Eagles. And I say arguably, right? Because there's probably a couple other guys you can make the argument for as well. But Nolan Smith has been disruptive, right? He's been really good going up against some of these guys. He's generating pressure the way you see on this one. This is a 3rd and 9. Keep in mind, you have a tight end here lined up on Smith. So if Smith wants a speed rush, he's going to get hit by the tight end, right? He has to come to the inside as he takes this, as he takes that first step out of there. As he comes to the inside, makes it a little bit easier for Terrence Steele, the right tackle. But Nolan Smith still does a nice job with the setup. Stop himself as he's speed rushing, and he's going to come underneath the speed rush. He's going to get really close to the quarterback. The quarterback's going to get the ball out of there. It's a pretty good job right there by Smith. But again, that speed right there that Nolan Smith has is very, very, very hard to stop. There's a lot of really good offensive linemen in the NFL that would struggle with this type of speed. In fact, Terrence Steele is a pretty good offensive tackle, right? I think he's above average. I'd say he's somewhere in the top 12 to 20 range. And Nolan Smith's going to straight up beat him here with the speed rush, right? It's a good job to be able to set it up. He's going to get the right hand out there as he hits the speed rush. He's going to swipe down, and he's going to specifically attack the outside arm of Terrence Steele. And because he's so wide, I mean, that's hard for an offensive tackle to get to. And with that, you're going to see Nolan Smith's going to bend the corner, and he's almost going to get to the quarterback, right? He's not able to actually wrap it up, but he does generate that pressure. 1st and 10, the quarterback kind of just throws it away. That's a good job right there by Nolan Smith. You're going to see that on this one, the Cowboys are going to try to trap Smith, and he's going to show off that quickness, that explosiveness, that ability to bend, and he's going to once again get close to the quarterback. 2nd and 5, the Cowboys are going to end up running a short cross, and they're going to end up getting their wide receiver open, but you can see how quickly Nolan Smith's going to generate that pressure. And again, Tyler Smith's a really, really good offensive lineman, and Nolan Smith just straight up bends right past him. He makes Tyler Smith miss, right? So that's how explosive and quick a guy like Smith is. So it's a really, really nice job. I want to show you guys a couple more plays with Nolan Smith, including this 3rd and 5 play, where he's going to be able to help force the fumble on this one. 3rd and 5, he's going to get his hands in there, and the ball's going to come out. And I think it's Nolan Smith that forces the fumble. There's a couple other guys that kind of get in there. But it's a nice play, however you look at it. Think about this play right here. There's a massive gap between Jalen Carter and Tyler Smith. And then look at where this guy makes contact with the tackle. But look at the tackle getting pushed back. Look at Nolan Smith fighting this guy and pushing him backwards and ultimately getting his hand in there. Forcing that fumble, just a really, really good job by Smith. And of course, Nolan Smith has been really, really solid this year. Against the Cowboys, who have a pretty good offensive line. I feel like Nolan Smith had a pretty good day, right? But I think over the last couple of weeks, we've seen this guy really come on strong and just be an absolute disruptive force. On this channel, we're not watching Nolan Smith every single week, but I do occasionally check in on him maybe every 3 or 4 weeks. So there's games that we're not watching, but there's a lot of plays like this. All right, there's plays where this guy just straight up goes right around a starting caliber tackle, beats him, gets instant pressure on the quarterback. And this guy's doing a lot of the little things right that are allowing the Philadelphia Eagles to have success. You know, I said this a couple weeks back and I'll say it again. The Eagles' defensive scheme is absolutely incredible this year. And guys like Nolan Smith is allowing it to actually have success, right? Vic Fangio needs guys like Nolan Smith to provide that versatility, right? It's a guy that's a little bit different than a guy like Carter or Sweat. You know, Jordan Davis is a little bit different from Carter and Sweat. You know, these guys that are a little bit different is allowing a guy like Vic Fangio to unleash guys in different spots. And, you know, it just works really, really well together. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, man. Obviously, we're covering the Philadelphia Eagles on this channel. So if that's something you guys are interested in, make sure you guys subscribe, thumbs up, and I'll see you guys next time with another video.